Hey, I hope you're doing good. It's Chris here from 6-string Fingerpicking, and in this lesson we're going to be learning how to play Romeo and Juliet by Dire Straits. Okay, so there's a couple of things that you need to do before you start playing the tune. First off is the tuning. We're in open G, so tune your E string down to D, tune your A string down to G, leave the D, G and B as they are, and tune the high E string down to D. And that will give you open G tuning. And then you want to put a capo on the 3rd fret. Once you've got that, you're good to go. Okay, so let's take a look at the chords to start off with. We've only got 3 of them, so the left hand is not too tricky. We've got this chord, which is an F chord, and then goes to a C chord, and then a B flat chord. So let's take a look at this. The F chord, if you clamp down on the 2nd fret, we're using your 1st finger from the A string to the high E. So you do that and then put your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string and your 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D, and then your pinky on the 4th fret of the high E string. That's going to be with a capo on your F chord. Okay, so you can play the open E string, and I'll refer to the strings as if we're in standard tuning. So that's your F. Okay, so it's kind of like a B minor chord, B minor shape, B minor 7, sorry, with your pinky added to the 4th fret of the high E. And then to get the C chord, just lift off these 3 fingers, your 2nd, 3rd and your 4th, and again strum down from the A string, and then the B flat, just lift them all off, and that's it. So wide open. So 1, 2, 3. They're your 3 chords that you use throughout the intro. It's really in the right hand or your left hand if you're left-handed where it's going to get a bit more complicated. So let's move on to that right now. Okay, so let's start playing. Now on this first F chord, you have that. So you're holding down your chord, and you're going to play the 2 E strings together, and then D, G, B, and then the high E. So, and then G and A. Listen to the rhythm. And once you've done that, a little strum. So 2 E's, D, G, B, high E, G, A, strum, strum. Okay, then we move on to the C chord, so lift off your 2nd, 3rd and 4th finger and play the A string and the high E together and the high E, G, B, E. There's 4 E and so that's the whole bar. Okay, and as soon as you get there, you lift off, because now you're on the B flat, and play the high E immediately. So, and then D, G, B, high E, G, A. So just the B flat. Okay, and that's followed by another really light down up just with your 1st finger. So far. Okay, then it briefly nips back to the C, so you want to clamp down on the 2nd fret again, play the A and the B string together, and then hammer the 2nd. Okay, and then you catch the high E. I think I usually catch it on a down strum, so like, kind of like that. If you get the B string in there, it won't matter at all, it will sound really nice. So that's just hammer the 3rd, and then the high E string 2nd fret. That's the first 2 bars. Okay, and then you're back to the F. You play the 2 E strings together, D, G, B, high E, and then the G. Okay, and then you get this. And this bit's hard. Okay, it's going to take some work. So you're holding down the full F chord and you arpeggiate through each of the strings. Okay? Alright, so you play the E, A, D with the thumb, down, 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 just like rest stroke. And then G, B, E with fingers 1, 2 and 3. So, and that is hard. And once you get to the top, to the high E string, you play the 4th fret, you pull off to the 2nd. Okay, and then lift off your 2nd finger and quickly play the 2nd fret on the B string. So you've got that took me some work. It will probably take you a bit of work too, but you will get it. Okay? So far. As soon as you've done that, open high E because you're back on the B flat. So you play the high E, D, G, B, high E, open G, open A. Okay, so that's exactly the same as last time when you're on the B flat. Strum, strum on just the open strings, and then you go back to the C again briefly, and I just play the bass note, so the A string, and then a quick down strum. So you don't do the. This time you just go. Okay, so. Back to the F. Exactly the same as the first time you played the F. So this bar 4, is exactly the same as bar 1. But if you listen really carefully, on the C part, he doesn't play 4E and he just plays 4E and, so just to the B string. But it's such a tiny little detail, whether you miss it or not, it doesn't really matter too much. So instead of. But I think when I was doing the demo, I played 4E and, so it's not a huge deal. Anyway, moving on, back to the B flat. So it's the same as before on the B flat. High E, open, D, G, B, open high E, G, open A, strum, strum. One of the trickiest things is getting the rhythm right. And then this time just 4, 2 on the high E string. Back to the F. So exactly the same as bar 3 here. To the B flat, open high E. Exactly the same on the B flat. So it's open high E, D, G, B, open high E, G, A, strum, strum, and then back to the C, 2nd fret on the A, strum. Okay, so from the beginning. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. I really hope that you've enjoyed. If you did, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and head over to sixstringfingerpicking.com where you can get the remainder of this lesson and loads more fingerstyle guitar lessons. And I'll see you over there. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.